I'm Charlie Hales. I'm running for mayor. I'm running because I love this city. I'm an activist. I get things done, and that's what we need in City Hall.
You've served roles at the city before. What makes this one different? What's new and exciting about being part of the city government again?
Well, I'm running for office again. I did this once 10 years before. I had a lot to do with the Portland we love today. I had a lot to do with creating the transit system that we have. I worked on airport light rail and interstate light rail and built the first modern streetcar in the United States, helped take an old rail yard and turn it into what we now call the Pearl District. Took some rundown old streets like Belmont and Alberta and Martin Luther King and helped make them great urban streets once again. So I'm very proud of that whole body of work, and there's more of that to do. But the main reason I'm back is that I think the city's at a turning point and needs very strong and experienced leadership for this set of challenges. One is we do have an economic problem here. We have a large cohort of unemployed and underemployed people in Portland. So we have to grow the economic base of the city in new ways and without necessarily waiting for things to come to us from Washington. Secondly, we have a crisis in our public education system in Portland. We still have a great public school system. 82% of eligible kids still go to public schools, but that's down from 90% just a few years ago. And a lot of parents are wondering, should I send my kids to public schools or not? If there's a tipping point there, if enough parents say, I just can't do that, and the middle class stops sending their kids to public schools, we're Baltimore, we're Washington, D.C., we're one of those cities, and I don't know what the road back from that death spiral looks like. Nobody's done it. I don't want to go there.
What excites you most about Portland and its potential?
Yeah, I think the arrival and flourishing of a creative new layer of Portland's society and economy is the most exciting thing that's happening here. And the whole do-it-yourself, locally sourced, locally talented approach to the economy is, I think, very important to our future. The next economic boom in Portland is not going to be because some national real estate bubble inflates and we all accidentally get wealthy. The next prosperity here is going to come from the work of our own hands or our own brains, and that's good. And so the creative, intelligent, entrepreneurial class of people that are here now trying to make things happen are a key to our future. And along with keeping some of the old things, like the ability to make products from agriculture. We make beer here. In fact, we make more kinds of beer than anywhere. Wonderful. We make bike parts here. We still make boxcars and barges here. Not everything we make starts with B, but those all do. And it's good that we have this craft and do-it-yourself and hands-on approach to the economy.
The city's already started to try and do some work to help facilitate these kind of efforts. And one example is the Portland Seed Fund. Maybe talk a little bit about that program and what you see the benefit being, or maybe where else that program could go for the startup community.
I think the Seed Fund's a nice start. It's a way for us as a community to foster innovation and new ideas and help people literally get the first phase of a business plan underway. I've also proposed that the city should go farther, that we should create what we've called Community Credit Portland and use the very large financial power of the city of Portland to guarantee loans to small businesses that want to grow. And in fact, they've been doing this in North Dakota, of all places, since 1917 with the State Bank of North Dakota. North Dakota used to be a hotbed of progressive, even socialist ideas 100 years ago. Hard to believe now when you look at the Midwest, but it was true. And they created this State Bank of North Dakota that's been doing this for a long time, which creates a wonderful precedent because, for God's sake, if they've been doing it in North Dakota, what's wrong with us? With all apologies to former North Dakotans who are now mad at me. But I think this is a way for the city to be a better partner for the growth of small business in general in the city. There's some other things that we need to do. We have very high fees at the moment in the city's permitting process, particularly what are called systems development charges that are a proportionate share of the cost of new infrastructure that gets charged on development. Nice theory, but we're not collecting very much money right now because there's very little private construction going on. So I'm going to propose that we have a 2-year moratorium on those systems development charges so that business and investment can get going again in the city. If you, for example, this isn't a tech example, but if you have a food cart and you want to graduate to a storefront restaurant, you're going to pay about $30,000 in systems development charges. Well, no wonder very few are making that jump. So that's another way where the city can help make the financial path easier for small business, even if we're not their direct financier.
What are some other parts of your platform that it's important for startups and entrepreneurs to hear about?
Well, one thing I think people should know about me is, like, although I'm very excited about the tech world and the startup environment here in Portland, and I'm fascinated by the proliferation of new types of business in Portland, I'm a local government guy, and I know that my job as mayor will be first and foremost for us to do our job, for us to continue to support a livable city where we have a great transit system and a great school system and great streets with prosperity along them that people want to walk on, a bike system that allows our employees to get to work without driving. So first and foremost, city government needs to be that slogan that's on the side of the cars that says we're the city that works. So I'll make sure that that's the case. And unlike my opponents, who are great people, I have this deep grounding in local government. I've spent most of my career either working in local government for 10 years as a city commissioner or working around local government in the private sector, building light rail and streetcar projects. So local government is my natural habitat, and making it work better is a natural environment for me to be in.